Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex. Thank you very much to Austin Johnson, the PA announcer, running down the starting lineups for the two teams here today, about to do battle. Another day at the castle, another battle on the court, but not just another game on the schedule. Two undefeated teams square off tonight here at the castle. The number 14 ranked Union Owls versus your number 3 ranked Essex Knights. Coach DeVoe's squad has another big test in front of them, and tip-off has brought this game underway. Two teams coming into this game 3-0 so far and scoring a lot of points. An early hot start offensively as Robinson hits her first from downtown for the Knights. The Knights come into this game averaging over 100 points per game. Union just under 100 points. Could be going up and down the court. A lot here tonight. Or does something give? And do one of these two teams really lock in defensively as Union misses their first two looks? One a lot easier than the other. And that is a double dribble. Basket waved off for the Knights. Union Owls will look for their first basket now here on their third offensive possession. Dribbling into the double team, poked away by the trailing defender on the pass out. Good job on the press for Coach DeVoe's squad there. Now get to work in the half court as Union takes it from under their basket. Under 20 on the shot clock. Passing it around, nice. And the bank is open after 3 or 4 passes. Final one into the painted area, and the Knights cannot save it. As it's back-to-back trips into the offensive zone for the Knights, where they're leaving empty-handed. Union trying to take the lead for the first time here today. Paint is open, and that is an and-one opportunity. Union number 14, Maria Rojas, rolling to the basket. A lot of space there. Some kind of lapse defensively there for the Knights. Rojas finding the soft spot in the defense, getting the 3 points. Robinson getting them right back. 2 for 2 from downtown. Robinson starting this game off hot. Knights back in front by the smallest of margins right now, 6-5. Tipped away. Possession stays right here, as Union has 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock on the inbounds play. Smothering defensive effort initially. What's the play here in the half court? Passing out for 3 right in front of the Knights bench, and that is the first 3 of the game for Union. Robinson trying to start 3 for 3, coming up a little short. Union running in transition. They've got numbers, and that is a foul on the layup attempt. Washington trying to swipe through. Get the block on the transition basket. At least forcing the Owls to earn it at the charity stripe. 2 quick fouls committed by the Knights, though, in the first 3 minutes. The offensive firepower on display early here for both teams, but the Knights still looking for someone else to get in on the scoring, as Robinson has all 6 points so far. Union up 4 right now as it's 10-6. Washington getting around 1. Nice pass, and the bank is open on the other side as the Knights have an and one opportunity. Washington had her defender on skates, moving from one side of the court to the other, and then into the painted area, setting up her teammate, Mayona Boykin. Boykin cannot hit on the and one opportunity, so it's just 2 points. And that pass right on the money. Defense rotates nicely, though. Oh my, a little late on that rotation, and it's another trip to the line for Union. The defense there for the Knights was spectacular until it wasn't. Out of position for just a second. That second was all the Union Owls needed. Zanaya Parsons. This time the Owls player finding the soft spot in the defense. And their lead is back to 4 points. It's now 3 fouls committed by this Knights team as we now hit 3 minutes played in the first quarter. Robinson picks up the dribble in a tough spot, has to find Washington. Around the pick. Now going baseline, good feed again, another and one opportunity. Washington forcing the issue offensively, getting into the teeth of the defense and then dropping off another beauty of a pass, this time to Mackenzie Nelson. They get 2 points back and 1 more at the line, so it is a 1-point game. These two teams trading everything. As we have a hot start to the game so far. Coach DeVoe still wants to see his team go to the press. This time it's easy into the offensive zone. Passing through the press, but unable to pass around the defender once they got into the half court. Good job getting a hand in the passing lane. Still work to be done defensively here for the Knights. Into the painted area, floater, no good. The Knights get the stop. Washington taking it, and the glass. Oh my. Off the glass for Washington. Last 2 times setting up a teammate, this time taking it herself. The bank is open early on both sides. These two teams putting on a clinic. Showing the boys and girls at home how you use the glass. Sometimes you miss, but that square on the backboard, it never misses. Nice passing here for Union, and that is a 4th foul in the game already for this Knights team. Union quickly passing that ball up into their offensive zone and then into the painted area. The ball moves faster than you do. And their work at the line continues to be solid here. They're hitting just about everything. We are back to tied. And I gave them the old broadcaster's jinx. We will stay tied here for a second. And Washington misses as Union goes for the long pass. Bank is open once again on the other end. Owls up by 2. And the Knights dribble it off their foot. Tough break for Ortiz, who just checked into the game. She was a sharp shooter off the bench for the Knights. Last time we were here at the Castle, 14 points, 4 threes. About the start she was looking for, as she was the first player off the bench for Coach DeVoe here tonight. Not about how you start, all about how you end, how you finish. Washington running the break, slowing down. Ortiz goes towards the baseline. Oh my, Nelson for three. That's good. Great offense there from the Knights. Washington taking advantage of that Owls defender who was a little bit too stretched out as she drives towards the hoop. And the Owls get those 3 points right back. My goodness, we're trading everything still here in the first, as the Knights go a little too strong towards the basket. The hot start to the first, setting up a photo finish maybe. Final 5 minutes has arrived. Ortiz, Nelson, another one from downtown, no good. Boykin tried to tip it out to a teammate. You got a comedy of errors on both sides, as the Knights couldn't get it, and neither could the Owls. Everybody's getting their cardio in early. Everybody getting a break as well, as both teams going to the substitution packages. One-on-one play into the painted area, passing out and traveling right there in front of the ref. Coach DeVoe not happy with what he saw almost immediately once the Knights got set up in the half court there. Not sure if that just wasn't the play he called out, or he wanted to see him swing it, or regardless. Talking it over right now in this short little break. The Knights in the middle of a fight here. Owls looking for three. Little long. Knights getting the rebound. No transition opportunity as both teams running the floor very well. Floater is money as we're tied again. Nadia Simpson with the basket that time for the Knights. Couple of pump fakes now, taking it, and a whistle. And that is the 5th foul committed by the Knights. So it is foul shots from here on out for Union. As they're to the line there as well, as that shot was, or excuse me, that foul was in the act of shooting. Union pretty close to the bonus themselves with 3 fouls committed in the first. So the fast play we've seen so far in the first quarter could slow down a little bit, but also could see some extra points on the board for both teams. Oh, nice crossover move, finding the shooter for 3. It's good! Knights back up by 1, 21-20. Just over 3 minutes to play. Owls getting those 3 right back. At least that was the idea. Shooter was open, could not hit. Whiting forcing the issue, looking to pass out. One extra pass. The shooter in the corner. Another one from downtown. Rodriguez joining Robinson with 6 points so far for the Knights. Both players with 2 from downtown. Driving the bus, creating the offense. Little defense on the other side, as it did not matter one bit. Staring down the hand and shooting over top of it. Oh my! What a move! The defense just a little too stretched out there as Rodriguez passing up a good shot for an even better one. 9 points from downtown for the Knights, all in a row. 2 from Rodriguez, and Rodriguez got the apple on Ramirez's 3 that we saw just seconds ago, and now the Knights opening this game up just a bit, 27-23, still 2 minutes left in the first. We saw that hot start setting up a photo finish. We are still just in the first quarter. Tremendous start to the game could set up a tremendous finish the way these two teams are going. Could be a fight till the final whistle. I know that's what all the fans are hoping for. Some of them still finding their seats here at the Castle. 27-23 is our score right now, and it is now 5 fouls committed on both sides, so both teams in the bonus. Knights a chance to add to their lead, though Whiting misses both at the line. Owls passing down low, now passing out. Good defense in the half court there for the Knights, but they could not get the rebound. It's 0 for 2. Whiting gets the second rebound. Oh my, an invite to the block party sent out by the Owls. Our first block of the game is for the visitors. An easy play on the inbounds as Union gets caught sleeping. 29-23 with just over a minute to play in the first. A late run here for the Knights. Again, Union passing the ball so well. From one side of the court to the other, and then walking the tightrope with that pass on the baseline. Another trip to the line, and the clock stops with 63 seconds left. And luck has run out just a bit here for Union at the charity stripe as they miss their first there. It was a long stretch without a miss at the foul line to start the game. Coach DeVoe calling out the play. A couple minutes ago, he didn't like what he saw from his offense. Gotta love what he's seeing now. Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe we spoke too soon. He was the one who called the timeout from the sideline. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. 50 seconds left on the game clock. 29-24. Both teams probably happy to take a timeout here. Union in desperate need of a stop as the Knights are in the middle of a really strong run to close out the first. Union talking about how they could potentially get the stop and go on a run of their own here to close out this final 50 seconds. Knights thinking about finishing the job here in the first, rolling this momentum right into the second, creating some distance between themselves and their opponent. As the sparks are flying here in the first. Whole lot of game left between these two teams, though. The second quarter was when The Knights started to pull away just a bit from the Monroe Mustangs last time we saw them here at the Castle. Does this game have the same story in front of it? Knights can't hit there as they got it deep into the painted area. 3 on the other side from Union, a little long. And they chase down their own miss, though it's taken away as both teams dive onto the floor for it. Whiting running the floor, getting the 2 points as Union will look for the buzzer beater. Hustle gets you mighty far in life. Ramirez first onto the ground, picking up an extra possession for the Knights. And the bank open again for 2 points. It's not a buzzer beater, but it is the last basket of the first quarter, and it gets this game just a little bit closer for the Union Owls. 31-26 is our score at the end of the first quarter. That run the Knights finished the first quarter with good enough to get them out in front. Can they stay out in front when we head into the halftime break? Stick around with us to find out. We have got a great game unfolding between 2 teams, undefeated so far in the early part of the women's basketball season. The 3-0 Knights and the 3-0 Owls. Union misses the first shot of the second, and the Knights miss their first shot, but the putback, easy work for Boykin. That is her second basket of the game, 4 points for her. Her first offensive rebound of the game as well. First offensive rebound of the game, period, for the Knights, as that even easier than the 2 to start the second. 4 easy points for Coach DeVoe's squad to start the first, and an early timeout taken by Union. 30-second timeout. 35-26 is our score, 45 seconds into the second quarter. And this early timeout gives us a chance to run down the numbers for the 2 teams. 2 players with 8 points scored so far in the game. Each team with 1 player with 8 points, I should say. Zanaya Parsons, 8 points so far for Union. Alyssa Ortiz, 8 points off the bench for the Knights. Knights also have 2 players with 6 points so far in the game. Robinson and Alea Rodriguez. Reagan Robinson. Washington with the steal there. Robinson running in front of her, but Washington with the tricky move there, finding the trailer. No good, and a tough rebound for Union as they are looking for an easy 2 points in transition. And they find it. Robinson putting the ball on the floor. Passing over to Boykin, who cuts into the painted area and is rewarded for moving without the ball. Great offense there, giving it up and getting it right back. Baseline is open, no good. Tough rebound, could have gone either way. Union saves the loose ball, creates another opportunity, and makes the most of it as they drill the baseline jumper. 7-point game. Boykin hands it off. Whiting drives and goes through the defense on the way to the line as she eats the contact, and that is the first foul of the second quarter. So highlighted the fact that two teams are undefeated coming into this game. The Knights and the Owls both 3-0. Union yet to play a close game this year. Their first game of the year, 97-48, a victory over Hagerstown. Their second, a 90-28 victory over Brookdale Community College. And their most recent victory, a 92-42 victory over Catonsville. Much different story for the three victories for the Knights as they are one over Mercer, as we see a nice basket on the other side for Union, drawing a little closer. First victory of the year for the Knights was over Mercer, 83-80. Next one, a big win over their former coach, Mike Sini, over at Monroe, 94-76, the final in that one. That game was close through about 2 quarters or so. The most recent victory for Coach DeVoe's squad, a commanding 127-48 win over Allegheny. Reagan Robinson, 22 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Talia Washington right behind her in that game, 21 points, 7 assists, and 8 steals. Union going on a little bit of a run here in the second quarter. Now finally starting to answer the run that the Knights ended the first quarter on. Washington trying to find somebody or some kind of space, finally giving it up to Whiting, playing some bully ball. The hook shot, no good. Chased her own miss, but could not secure it. And Boykin almost got the steal. Good hustle work there for the Owls. Pull-up jumper, just a little long. Whiting continues to pull down the hustle plays. Another rebound. Boykin drives baseline, no good. The bank closed here in the second quarter. Washington got a piece of it. Knights cannot secure the whole thing. And now the offense has gone cold on both sides here over the last minute or two. Two-point game here between the two teams, 37-35. The closest it's been for a minute as the Owls may be chasing that tying or going ahead basket. But also just some strong defense on both sides as we see the Owls picking the pocket of Talia Washington and an easy tying basket in transition. First 3 minutes and change going the way of the Union Owls in this second quarter, but Washington, nice move getting around the defender. Wanted the whistle, but it never came. Owls going coast to coast, and a whistle on the other side as that's an and one opportunity, and you could see that backspin on the ball all the way from up here. That was a beauty of a play. Everything continuing to go the way of the Union Owls in the start of this second quarter, but still a lot of time before we get to the halftime whistle. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second. The Union Owls have found themselves out in front once again. It's a 3-point game as they are up 40-37. Crowd here at the Castle a little stunned as the whistle comes from the ref. Of course, that was before the shot, so the Knights still plenty of work to be done here in the half court. Boykin for three on the inbounds play, no good. As the Owls will look to continue their run. No press this time. Easy trip into the offensive zone, and the Knights talking that one over as someone missed their assignment on the pick and roll play. Oh, and they blow a tire on the other end. The seas parted on the driving lane there. Nadia Simpson, just dribbling it off the side of her foot. The Union Owls a little late on the slide over defensively. They catch an easy little break there as the Knights say no thank you to the easy 2 points. And that is great defense, getting a hand right there in the middle of the action. Looked like a layup attempt for the Union Owls. Somebody there in a white jersey smacked it away. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Three-pointer on the inbounds is short. Offensive rebound, and it's 0 for 2. Knights in transition. Oh, running the floor well was two of the forwards on both sides. The Knights thought they had an easy 2 points as Nelson was being guided towards the rim, and then out of nowhere, here comes 2-3 for the Union Owls. 3 on the inbounds play for the Knights, no good. As the lid has been put on the cookie jar. Offense hard to come by in the second quarter for one of these two teams. The Owls continuing their run. Knights need this, and they'll get it. Back to a 5-point game as the Knights get those 3 points right back. You could feel the sigh of relief coming from the Knights bench on that one. Long time without a basket. Now they need a stop. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. And that's going the other way. Doesn't matter how you get the stops when you're in a game like this, as long as you can get them. That one came with the whistle. So they still have some work to do here once they get it into the half court. No opportunity to go on the transition. Get the engines revving up. And oh my, that was just a little late. As Nelson once again doing a great job rolling towards the soft spot in the defense. But again, a Union player swatting that ball away just the nick of time. Inbounds play under the basket. Ramirez with the catch, tried to give it right back to Robinson as they had the play drawn up. There was space on the baseline. Pass didn't find its target. The tough breaks continue to roll for the Knights in this second quarter. Managing to keep this game in a good spot for them, though, as it was a 5-point game, now a 7 after that basket for Union. Under 4 minutes to play. Oh my, getting the ball away from the driving player. Simpson didn't dribble it off the foot this time. Instead, it was swatted away by a Union defender. Now spinning on the other side, but good closeout defensively for Nelson. Knights running in transition. Three-pointer, no good. The Knights fans are ready to come up out of their seats. As Ramirez is thinking about a big 3 in transition. What are the Knights thinking about now? Got a chance to run just a moment ago, but now they have to set up in the half court. There's the whistle for Union. a travel. These two teams done a phenomenal job playing defense without fouling in the second quarter. Only 5 fouls committed total between the two teams as we see a nice move on the floater. Back to a 5-point game, 47-42. Union, the three on the other side. Touches the rim, or excuse me, touches the net, but doesn't go through the rim. Union gets 2 points on the other side. Nice crossover. Cannot hit, and the whistle on the second attempt for the Knights. Rodriguez with the nice move, showing like she was going to go left and went right at the last second. Another moment for this Knights offense where the fans ready to come up and out of their seats. They are antsy, waiting for this team to go on a run. You've watched this Owls team control pace of play through most of this second quarter that got them in the lead they are in right now. Even with their control of the ball and control of the pace of play in this quarter, still Knights right there in the game. Not too much distance created between the Owls and the Knights. Really, this run for Union kind of mirroring the run that we saw the Knights go on, where even though everything was going the way of the Knights, Union just making enough plays to hang around. Same could certainly be said about this Knights team in the second. We see Union get 2 points on the baseline jumper. Washington looking for somebody, calling her own number, at least for a moment. Jumper, a little long as Union pulls down the miss. Trying to get their lead to double digits here. If they can get a basket on this trip. Right in front of the foul line as their lead is now 10. With under 2 minutes to play in the first. Ramirez finding the soft spot in transition but cannot hit. As the offense is cold here for Coach DeVoe's squad. Long three, no good. The miss chased down by the Knights. Washington long three, no good. As the two teams are chasing. Ramirez trying to slap that ball away from the Union player. Create an extra possession for the Knights here in the final minute and 17 seconds. In a game that has taken a sharp left turn in the second quarter. It was all Knights through the first, and now it is all Union as we are almost through the second. There's a great hustle play from Boykin right when the Knights needed it most, taking it away right at center court. An easy 2 points in transition. Is that the beginning of a run to close out the second? Oh my, what a block! Nelson now running the floor. Washington will go to the line. What an invite to the block party. Mackenzie Nelson, 5'10", using every inch of that frame, getting up there amongst the trees and sending out an emphatic invite to the block party. Refreshments on the bench. 40 seconds left in the first half. 53-45 Washington. To the line, trying to continue the run. And my, oh my. The charity stripe, unkind here for this Knights team. Washington locks in, goes 1 for 2. Takes a little step on the comeback trail there. Knights looking for a stop and unable to find it there on the first attempt or the second as well, as there will be another look at the rim. Shot clock and game clock separated by 7 seconds. Union with the inbounds play under their basket. Passer gets the ball right back on an open 3 as the lead is back to 10 points. Knights looking for the buzzer beater. Washington takes and makes, trying to get those 3 points right back. Lullabying the defender to sleep, and then a quick blow-by. Defender recovered just enough to get on the hip side. Contact mattered very little as Washington finishing the job. Now looking to take it one step further. 48-56. Make it 49, Mr. Announcer Man. As the Knights will look to go for their defensive package to close out this final 12 seconds strongly. 56-49, Union looking for the buzzer beater now. They've got to go the length of the court. They pass through the press. Pass into the painted area. Cannot get the shot up, though. What strong defense. Union got into the painted area, but Ariel Walker was right there waiting for him. A stop to close out the second quarter, but a strong second quarter for the Union Owls as they are up in this one, as we will go into halftime with a score of 56-49. These two undefeated teams doing battle here at the Castle. We knew we were in store for a good one. Well, right now it looks like a great one. What will the final score in this one be when that clock hits triple zeros for the final time? These two teams talking a little strategy. The fans here at the Castle grabbing a little Chick-fil-A. You guys at home, grab your popcorn and meet us right back here in 14 minutes. We got a photo finish in this one. The second half is just seconds away from starting. Union Owls already on the court. Their halftime speech, I'm sure, was a short one. More of what we saw in the second. Please and thank you. The Essex Knights, on the other hand, Coach DeVoe and his squad, I'm sure, pleading with their team and also talking with their team, trying to figure out what they need to do to get back in this game. Make sure their undefeated start to the season continues, as the battle of the undefeateds going the way of the Union Owls so far. They get the first basket of the second half. 3 players for their team already in double-digit scoring. No Knights players yet to cross that double-digit mark scoring-wise, as we see a nice move on the in and out from Washington. Picked up the dribble right afterwards in a tough spot, though. Robinson finds Boykin. Walker on the baseline, who gives it right back to Boykin, who takes it and makes it on the baseline. Nice passing play. Good offense in the half court for Coach DeVoe's squad. Now they need a stop on the other side, and they will not get it, as that is an easy take to the cup for Jasmine McKay, one of the 3 players for Union. Already in double-digit scoring-wise. Robinson, long 3 off the front of the iron. McKay had 12 through the first half. And she's got a chance for an easy 4 here to start the second. She had the layup a minute ago, and she's got 2 more coming at the line, as Union has a chance to get this game back to double digits once again. Foul line, a big part of the Union's success in the first half. They were 12 for 14 at the line. On the other side for the Knights, it was a first half at the line that they would like to forget, and for good reason. They went 4 for 12 at the line, as Union goes 1 for 2 there. Walker for 3. Rolling in and out. And that is another trip to the line, as Walker got caught in a tough spot. Number 2-3 for Union with the nice up and under moves. Anaya Parsons leading the way scoring for both teams, as she had 16 points in the first half. 6 for 6 from the field, 4 for 6 at the line. 5 rebounds to go along with those 16 points, and Parsons continues to drive the bus for the Owls. Parsons, a 5'10" forward from Harlem, New York. 12-point lead now for Union. And the Knights pleading with the ref that was touched by an Owls player. Coach DeVoe saw it just like his players did. Referee, on the other hand, didn't see it that way. And that's a walk. A stop defensively right when the doctor asked for it. The Knights got to take their medicine if they want to get back in this game. They've got to do the dirty work. They got to get the stops on defense, and they got to get the ball to the rim offensively. Boykin cannot get around the defender, but set up Whiting nicely. She chased her miss. Washington for 3. No good. And Nelson gets another opportunity for the Knights. Robinson lost it, but possession will stay right here. The Knights are working hard in the half court. Can they make something happen? Whiting and Nelson bringing down big offensive rebounds. Can the points follow? And they do, finally. Third time's the charm as Mackenzie Nelson breaks through. She is the first Knights player to enter into the double figures scoring-wise. That's 11 points now in the game off the bench for Mackenzie Nelson. Another stop defensively. Trying to create some offense. Jump ball, maybe. No, that's a foul. Two fouls committed by Union. Two fouls committed by the Knights as well in this third quarter. So the bonus could come early here if things don't slow down just a little bit. These two teams did a very good job of playing defense without fouling in the second, but now here in the third, looking more like what we saw in the first as Washington slamming down that O button. Nice spin move, could not hit on the first attempt. And the Knights can't hit on the second as well as Boykin got the steal. As Union was caught sleeping on the transition attempt. Tough move there for Washington. The beginnings of a great highlight reel play. Coming up $1 short on the layup attempt. But all that matters now is the Knights get these points. Charity Stripe was unkind to the Knights in the first half, but they have already forgotten that. They put their woes behind them, and they are walking the comeback trail right now, trying to take another step as they got their hands all over the rock and finally secured it. Washington, 2 points on the scoop. Coach DeVoe's squad putting together a nice effort on the press. Owls having to work hard to get the ball into the half court. Only 15 seconds for them to work with right now. Finding the three in the corner, but could not get the catch. It is another stop for the Knights. The beginnings of a run here for the Essex Knights, as they have got this game back to a 6-point game. They've kept it manageable. And now they are firing up the engine, trying to get the offense going as Whiting trying to pull down the miss. And I don't know if that was a foul or if it was just last touch by Union. Regardless, possession stays right here with the Knights after the miss. Boykin needs to find somebody, finally does. Washington for three, no good. As the three ball continues to elude the Knights. Double dribble, and that basket is waved off. Another stop for the Knights, courtesy of the whistle. Union shooting a couple of toes off here in the third quarter. They are letting the Knights hang around in this one, giving them extra possessions. Knights making the most of it as DeVoe loses it. 3-on-1 in transition, but Robinson does not make it easy, and neither does Nelson. She got the ball, but also was all over the backside of the Union player. You never like giving up a trip to the line when you're down, but when it was 3-on-1 in transition like that, at least you're making them earn it. And boys and girls at home right there, that is why you put the extra spin on the ball, getting the friendly roll off the iron. As Union hits the first. And the second as well, as they are extra friendly. 2 good bounces. Knights looking for a few good bounces their way. Whiting looking for the take. Puts on the brakes and is hit hard and earns that trip to the line. Whiting almost lullabying the defender to sleep with the jab steps and fakes, lookaways. Not much of a blow by there, but put the brakes on just at the right time. The defender blew by her. Second defender coming in to try and slow things down. Came in a little bit too strong, but somewhere out there in the ether, Rasheed Wallace is screaming ball don't lie as Whiting misses the first. And the second, as that one was halfway down. Third effort, and it's another trip to the line as 2 offensive rebounds there for the Knights. Mackenzie Nelson going to the line and trying to give the Knights a chance to take a couple steps on the comeback trail. Only 2 offensive rebounds through the first half for Coach DeVoe's squad, and they have gotten more than their fair share here in quarter number 3. The effort on the glass paying off in a big way as Nelson coming up big for Coach DeVoe's squad. Somebody else has got to join her, though, scoring the rock here. Union passing the ball through the press, and an easy take to the cup. Union gets those 2 points right back. Boykin taken to the rim, and one opportunity. The 2 teams running the floor beautifully. Union passing through the press, getting the easy 2 points on the other end. The Knights, their 2 points, not as easy, but still passing that ball beautifully into their offensive zone and then just taking it right to the cup. Union looking for 2 more into the painted area, and the shot is waved off. The foul happened before the shot, but 4 fouls now committed by the Knights. That last foul we saw committed by Union was their 5th, so 2 teams going to be entering the bonus here. 67-62, under 5 minutes to play in the third. 3 in front of the Union bench, no good. And that is another foul committed by Union, so that will be foul shots on the other end. Foul was committed on Reagan Robinson, so she will go to the line. Huge spot in the game here for the Knights, as they have been playing very well in the third quarter, so much better than what we saw from them in the second. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third. They are in the bonus. It's foul shots from here on out. They have got to be aggressive offensively, but they've also got to get the stops defensively. Robinson, 2 for 2 at the line. And there's a big steal at the half court, a dive for the ball, and Union holds on to possession. Baseline jumper, no good. Great box out, and it's one and done offensively for Union. Boykin taking it the distance but cannot hit. Robinson tried to get the offensive rebound, but it's finally scooped up in the end by Union. The hustle is phenomenal for Coach DeVoe's squad. He's got to love what he's seeing here in the third. Closing out the space defensively and securing the rock after the miss. And the 2 players knock knees as everyone's looking at the rock and no one's looking where they're running towards. coaches always preach to their players, never take your eye off the ball. Little confusion on the court. Finally, things worked out, and everybody itching to get back to the action. 5 fouls now for both teams as it's foul shots from here on out, as once again, Rasheed Wallace screaming ball don't lie. Union misses the first. And they salvage a 1 for 2. It's a 4-point game, 68-64, final 3 minutes and 39 seconds of the third quarter. Knights looking to continue their run. All the way to the cup and getting the friendly roll. It's a 1-point game, or excuse me, a 2-point game. Math, never my strong suit. Thank goodness. The beat goes on just as the monster continues to wake up here. It's been a slow process of waking up the offense, but finally things rolling in the direction of the Knights. Chance to tie or take the lead on their next basket, 68-66. Got to be aggressive, but don't chase. Nelson for 3, off the front of the iron, and Union gets the rebound. Union slows down in the half court. Knights have been strong defensively here in the third, looking for another stop. Closing out on the 3, almost getting the steal, but Boykin, I think the foul is on the fact that she left the hand in the cookie jar. She got the hand on the ball, but then impeded the Union player from getting to it on the scoop and hold almost. Hooking play, kind of tough break anyway. Any way you draw it for the Knights. Another trip to the line for Union as they make it a 3-point game. And now a 4-point game. 70-66. Spectacular first half, rolling right into a tremendous second. 3-pointer after the pick. What a play, as now it is definitely a 1-point game. Union looking to get those 3 right back. A little long. They chase their own miss. We'll look to take every inch of time off the clock. A hand in the passing lane, on the floor, sending it up. Union gets the 50-50 ball, though. And Union throw it away as the Knights in transition for 3. And the lead, no good. Second effort, same result. And the whistle and the foul against the Knights. It's a trip to the line. I thought maybe for a second it was going to be a walk. Emotions high in this one. As the fight is only just beginning. 1 minute and 54 seconds left in the third quarter, and we have got a fresh 10 minutes to work with between these two teams after a short break. The fourth quarter winning time is right around the corner, excuse me, for these two teams. Union trying to hold on to the lead. It's the fourth quarter and the final whistle of the third quarter, 1 minute and 54 seconds away. And it's an 0 for 2 trip to the line for Union, and they cannot chase down the miss. Washington did not know there was a trailer behind her defensively. Bad communication there from the Knights. All in all, another brick in the wall, another trip to the line. 30-second timeout on the floor. We will keep it right here. 1 minute, 47 seconds left, 70-69. The effort in the third quarter has been on display for the Knights from the word go. Only 2 offensive rebounds through the first half, and that has been the key to success. That has driven this comeback so far for Coach DeVoe's squad. They're hitting the glass, and they are earning these trips to the line. 2 offensive rebounds in the first half, 4 for 12 at the foul line through the first half. We'll update you on those numbers once we check over the stats at the start of the fourth quarter, but you know they are looking a lot better for this Knights team. Effort gets you mighty far in life, and the effort for the Knights, well, it's gotten them back in this game. We are tied once again now at 70 all. And the Knights have gotten themselves back in front. It's the smallest of margins, just one, but it's been a long time since they were the leaders in this one. What a game between these two undefeated teams. The 3-0 Owls trying to play spoiler at home against the 3-0 Knights. The friendly Castle didn't look so friendly in the second quarter, but now the fans are rocking here at Essex. Spin move, the take on the baseline. Oh my, what a move. That's one for the highlight reels. Union holding on to the rock for 3. No good. Nelson pulling down the miss. Robinson running. Looking to go gunning, but could not find someone. Nelson back and trying to get the stop. Coming up an inch short as the Owls are back out in front by 1. Robinson thought about the trailing 3 in transition. Or I should say the pull-up 3 in transition. Instead, she found the trailing shooter in Nelson. Everybody's chasing it here just a little bit in the final minute. Emotions are high. The energy even higher, 74-73. Two teams desperate to go on a run here in the final 50 seconds. Oh, nice move into the painted area, and one opportunity for the Union Owls, number 1, Jasmine McKay. Jasmine McKay bobbing and weaving through the defense. A couple different layers of defense there, as the Knights had the beginnings of a nice, strong defensive stand, but McKay somehow finding her way into the painted area. Chance to get this game back to a 4-point game for the Owls. I'll have to settle for 3 as McKay misses the and 1. Washington trying to get those 3 right back. And what a play for Nelson as she tipped it over to a teammate and then got it right back on the effort play. Oh my goodness. Nelson getting the offensive rebound there, or at least she probably should get credit for the offensive rebound. as she tipped it over to a teammate and then got it right back. And I'm sure some coach out there at a four-year school is going to notice a play like that. That's glue guy stuff right there, making the little plays. We got a Shackton a full moment out there on the court as everyone except for Coach DeVoe and Mackenzie Nelson forgot that that was 2 shots at the line. We'll get this all figured out. Mackenzie Nelson will take her second shot at the line. Comedy of errors all around. Oh, man. Kenzie Nelson a little bit too eager to get that second foul shot underway, says the referee. That one waved off. The comedy of errors continues here at the Castle. One shot. This one finally counts. And Nelson making it look easy. Back to a 1-point game. Owls can hold for the final shot. Smothering defense to start from Coach DeVoe's squad. Picking up, but cannot get the rock. Bobbled for a second. McKay, baseline pass, a beauty. Knights looking for one more. Pull up, 3. Oh, no good. Off the front of the rim. It will be a 3-point lead for the Owls when we start the fourth quarter. 78-75. All the Knights fans ready to come up and out of their seats on that final shot of the third quarter. They're getting a little antsy here at the Castle as this is the first real test of the season for Coach DeVoe's squad. They have been in fights before, but nothing like this. We got a championship fight here. We are in the final rounds. We're going to declare a winner at the end of this 10 minutes. The fourth and final quarter is here, and what a start for the Knights as they get 2. They get this game back to a 1-point game. The third quarter, a big quarter for Coach DeVoe's squad. They came alive and got this game back in their favor. Even took the lead at one point in the third, could not hold on to it, as it was a 3-point lead for the Owls when the fourth quarter started, and now the Knights trying to take the lead once again in the second half. We knew the offensive glass was a big part of the comeback effort in the third quarter. 6 offensive rebounds total in the third for Coach DeVoe's squad as the chair is pulled away on the other side. And what a rebound. Jasmine McKay climbed all the way up to the tippy top of the ladder. Took away the rebound from the taller player, but then had a long fall back down to the floor. Jasmine McKay, the leading scorer for both teams out there. She's got 20 points through 3 quarters, but right behind her is Mayana Boykin with 17 for the Knights, and then 2 players with 15 points each off the bench, Mackenzie Nelson and Alea Rodriguez. Nelson working on a double-double, 15 points and 8 rebounds. Tylia Washington close to a double-double as well, 8.6 assists, 4 steals as well. As the Knights had 9 steals through 3 quarters, 4 of them coming in that third quarter. As we see a great fight for the rebound, both teams going for it. Where's the possession arrow pointed? It's pointed in the direction of the Owls, so it is another bite at the apple offensively for them. First minute, a fight between these two teams in the fourth. No one is surprised here at the Castle. Everyone was expecting a great game between these two teams, and no one disappointed so far. Game living up to all the hype as it's an offensive rebound for Union and an early second foul committed by the Knights in the fourth quarter. Even with the Knights upping their effort on the offensive glass in the third quarter, the numbers still very close between these two teams rebounding-wise. 8 offensive rebounds through 3 quarters for the Knights, 7 for the Owls. All the rebounds total, 34 rebounds for the Union Owls, 31 rebounds for the Knights. So total rebounding favoring Union just a bit, and that shouldn't be that much of a surprise since most of the numbers throughout this game have been favoring them just a bit. But anybody's ball game through 3 quarters. Oh, there's a steal at the half court. Whiting trying to get the block, but a tough rebound. Or excuse me, a tough steal leading to a tough basket. It's back to a 4-point game. Whiting for 3. Misses everything. (81-77). Union getting the first run of the fourth quarter. Trying to continue that run. Take in towards the painted area and a nice floater for 2. Baseline is open, but only for a moment. What a rebound from Whiting. Second effort. No good. It's 0 for 2. As Union will look to continue their run here in the fourth. Spin move. Whiting, great recovery defensively. Union trying to get that second look, and they will get it as the whistle goes their way. The sophomore, number 11, getting caught in a tough spot there defensively. Up off her feet, but still competing. Halfway to the stop. Now a little closer as they miss that one, and then the travel at the end of it for Union as the Knights do eventually get the stop. Now they need the basket to follow. Winning time is here between the two teams. 83-77.
Washington throwing it down to the big on the post. Whiting, good positioning, passing out, spinning around, and Union getting the turnover. Taken towards the paint, 3 in front of their bench. It's good. It's a 9-point game now. Union continuing their run here in the fourth. The Knights in need of a basket. They got to go to the cup. Washington slowing it down. 3. No good. Whiting fouled as she was setting up the offensive rebound, and she got the chair pulled out from underneath of her. But also the hands were wrapped up. A little bit too much hand fighting, says the referee. Early Christmas present for the Knights as they need a basket. Robinson calling for the pick. Now going one-on-one. Now getting that pick, but picking up the dribble a long way from the cup. 5 seconds, gotta go. Washington throwing up a prayer. And that is a shot clock violation. What a start to the fourth quarter here for Union as they're trying to get a double-digit lead late in this game. All the work the Knights did to get this game back in their favor in the third quarter all but disappeared here in the fourth. Driving baseline, missing, and the foul at the end of it. Two shots at the line here for Union's number 3, Yaya Lindsay. Yaya Lindsay, a quiet 17 points through 3 quarters, 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from downtown, and 4 for 6 from the line. One of 3 players for Union in double digits scoring-wise. As Lindsay goes 2 for 2 from the line. Zanaya Parsons, 18 points through 3 quarters. Jasmine McKay already, you heard about her 20 points. Union putting this game in a dangerous spot for the Knights. The Knights need a run here in the fourth quarter, and they need it now, and they are working hard to get that run started as they will go to the line on the attempted scoop and score from number 1, Kendra Lee Ramirez. Ramirez sticking her nose right there in the middle of the action. Having to pick herself up off the court afterwards. A little worse for wear, but still earning the trip to the line. That's now 3 fouls committed in the fourth quarter for both teams, so the bonus very close for both squads as that's an 0 for 2 trip to the line. In transition, missing the shot attempt, and Union touched that ball while they were out of bounds, so it's one and done offensively for them. An early Christmas present with a stop for the Knights. Can they get a basket on the other side? Washington into the painted area and cannot hit as the bank is closed. Nice pass in transition and another trip to the basket. You can't take your eye off the ball, but you also cannot lose your man either. Good job of moving without the ball, finding the soft spot in the defense. And Union, chance to build on their lead here. final 5 minutes. Well, needs to go all night if they want any hope of pulling off the victory here in this one. What looked like a tremendous closeout to this game is now looking like maybe Union starting to run away with it. Everything going their way. Is that the first bounce that finally goes the way of the Knights? And oh, that's one you won't see every day. A referee saying, my bad, I got it wrong. One referee pointing one way and the other saying, nay, nay, it's actually going the other way. Union with another possession, 89-77. As the bottom looks like it's falling out in this one. And oh my, return to sender as Robinson got the steal but couldn't get the pass. And it's another trip to the line. That's now 5 fouls committed in the fourth. And that play you saw just a moment ago for the Knights right in front of us on that near sideline, kind of summing up the day, or at least the fourth quarter, as Robinson with a great effort play, getting the ball, but just could not get that outlet pass. Trying to create the transition opportunity. Owls with another miss at the line, keeping hope alive here for the Knights. 1-for-2 trip as the Knights desperately searching for a basket once again. For 3 in front of their bench, no good. It's one and done. Union passing it around the three-point line just a bit. And they will slow things down in the half court. No need for them to push. Offensive rebound, no good, and that is a foul, but committed by Union. Now their fourth foul committed in the fourth quarter. A trip to the bonus would bring a nice little sigh of relief for this Knights team. That would help them out in their efforts to get back in this game a great deal. And there it is, a quick fifth foul. Just about 5 seconds after their fourth, and that is a trip to the line. And so you're saying there's a chance. Oh, there's a chance. With the way this Knights team is capable of shooting the ball, there is always a chance. They just got to catch fire from downtown. Couple of good takes towards the rim could open up a few extra passing lanes for some outside shots. And of course, those trips to the rim, that much more enticing now that it could lead to a guaranteed trip to the line, as Nelson with a great rebound, but could not put it in on the second effort. 1-for-2 at the line. Washington with a great effort on the steal. Nelson taking it, getting it taken away. Wow, what a defensive stand. And Parsons with an easy 2 on the other end. My goodness. Oh my. Nice little Euro step around the defender, but Boykin could not hit. It has been that kind of day. It has been that kind of fourth quarter at least for Coach DeVoe's squad. A little bit of good, just not enough. Living the yin and yang life here in the fourth quarter. And when you live by the sword, you die by it as well. And here today, it looks like the Knights may be dying by it. Washington losing it, getting it back, and now earning a trip to the line with just over 3 minutes to play. The battle of the undefeated is going to be coming to a close here. Union loving where they're sitting right now, 94-78. The Knights continuing to make enough plays to hang around, though. Continuing to keep hope alive. Just got to continue to make responsible plays. Get stops on the other end. Get good looks at the basket. Secure the rock. The second half now starting to kind of look like what we saw in the first half. The Knights dictating play through most of the first quarter, but then Union turning it around in the second. And then we started the second half, and the Knights in control through most of the third quarter, and then we started the fourth, and Union finally came awake again. The Knights going defense to offense at every break. As they get the stop on one end, now looking for a basket at the other. 14-point game. Washington going to the cup, spinning, and no whistle the first time, but the second time, it's another trip to the line. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Washington gets the friendly roll off the iron. Trying to make it a 12-point game on this one. Two for two, Tylia Washington is at the line, and she quickly checks out as Coach DeVoe continues to go defense to offense with the substitution packages. Steal from Boykin. Cannot hit. Second effort, no whistle. Third is 2 points. It's back to a 10-point game. Oh my, so you're saying there's a chance. There's another steal. Nelson is fouled. It's another trip to the line. Blink and you missed it. Here is the beginning of a run potentially for the Knights. The game can turn on any play. So many times in the game that we see nowadays, it's the three-point shot. Here tonight for Coach DeVoe's squad right now. Late in the fourth quarter, it's the effort plays. In the third quarter, it was them hitting the offensive glass. Here in the fourth quarter, with their backs firmly pressed up against the wall. It's just hard-nosed defense, and then hard takes to the rim on the other end. A big timeout. A long one, as it's a full timeout taken by the Owls. Everyone wants to talk a little strategy. The Owls have been loving where they have been sitting through most of this fourth quarter. But now, with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it's now a single-digit game for the first time in a long time. 94-86 is our score on the big board. Hope still very much alive for the Knights. Snap back to life. Snap back to reality. Reality bittersweet for both of these two teams as Union loving where they're sitting, but watching the Knights scratch and claw their way back into this game, and the Knights loving the momentum they're building for themselves, but hating the fact that there's not a lot of time left in this one. Knights thought they had the beginnings of another defensive stop. Instead, it's a whistle that goes against them and another trip to the line for Union, as they will try and get this game back to double digits on their side. Silver lining in this one for the Knights is that didn't take a lot of time off the clock, and they missed at least one of them. This could be a terrible time for the bottom to drop out of the Union Owls' luck at the charity stripe as they go 1 for 2. It's a 9-point game. The Knights into the painted area, hanging and banging and earning another trip to the line. Manipulating the defense with the eyes that time, as it was the move that Alea Rodriguez didn't make. Kind of slowing down, passing, or looking like she was going to pass over into the corner, and then immediately blowing by the defender, getting into the painted area, and now making the most of it. Another small step on the comeback trail. And there's another one, 2 for 2 at the line. 95-88, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Got to play defense without fouling. Passing the ball around into the half court. Robinson pushing the defense back just a bit. Union picked up the dribble in a tough spot there. Under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Got to move. And running into a wall, but the whistle will send Union to the line. Really tough move there for Nelson, as I think the feet were shuffling there, but also I don't think she was trying to pick up the charge. All in all, a tough break for the Knights, as it will be another trip to the line for Union. Under 2 minutes to play. And another 1 for 2 trip is their best hope. As the coaching staff for Union sweating just a little bit like the rest of us here. And it is a 1 for 2 trip. 96-88. Washington quickly into the offensive zone. Passing out, swatted away. There's the steal for Union. In transition, they lose it, but Washington cannot secure it. Oh my. Final 91 seconds. Union looking for a potential dagger here. There's a takeaway from Nelson on the inbound play. Robinson moving, 3. No good off the front of the iron. Knights get the miss though. Robinson looking for another one. Takes it to the rim this time, and that 3 points is much easier. Robinson got 2, looking for one more at the line. 96-90, a minute and 15 seconds left. And there it is. A timeout taken on the floor, this time by the Knights. We will take one too, 96-91. The comeback hopes, well, they were on slim and none. Well, now they are very much alive. The battle of the undefeateds here at the Castle coming down to the end, just as it should. Back to the action on the court. The Knights muttering the same things to themselves they've said a few times already here in the late stages of this fourth quarter. Just another stop. Just one more stop. And what looked like a jump ball for a second now looks like a timeout. Or no, they're waving off the timeout. It will be a jump ball. Possession arrow was pointed in the direction of the Knights, so it'll be another possession for them. 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Trying to take another step on the comeback trail. Robinson taking it to the rim, trying to go high off the glass and missing everything. Knights need another stop. Union needs a basket here desperately. What an invite to the block party sent out by Nelson. And then the steal from Robinson. Three-pointer. No good. Nelson keeping it alive, but she was out of bounds. Everybody 3/4 of the way out of their seat on that three-point attempt from the Knights. They cannot buy one from downtown here in the second half. Hope still alive for them, though. 96-91 as Union, well, they can't buy one on the other end as well as Nelson. A big part of that stop that the Knights had just minutes ago. They need another one after this timeout. 40 seconds, that is all that's left in this game. 96-91. Battle of the undefeateds coming down to the final seconds. Each team has 2 timeouts left here in the final 40 seconds. And I'm sure we will see each team use them and extend this final 40 seconds as long as we can, as the Knights almost got the steal on the inbounds play. Trying to play D without fouling, but could not control the hands there, as it will be another trip to the line for Union. 8 seconds came off the clock there. Union had to work extra hard just to hold on to the rock for a second. And they make the first. 2 players already pushed back into the defensive zone for Union. Nothing coming easy here for 2 teams, as it's another 1-for-2 trip to the line. 6-point game. Robinson, the dribble handoff, long 3. No good, as she misses everything. Again, the fans about 3/4 of the way out of their seats. Another open 3 for the Knights. Just cannot hit. And this fourth quarter gets a little bit longer. Hope stays alive for a little bit longer, but now biggest plays of the game seconds away from these 2 teams, as the Knights now more than ever need a stop. The next basket on the other end for Union could be the dagger. Everyone set up here in the half court on the inbounds play. Much easier this time for Union. Passing it through. Now finding a open player under the basket for an easy 2 points, and that's all she wrote in this one. The comeback will fall short, as the game will extend just a little bit, but that last basket for Union, I think that was the dagger. 99-91 is our score right now, and just under 5 seconds left to play. 4.8, that's what's on the clock right now. There's no miracle plays in this game. There's no 4-point bombs. The comeback effort here in the fourth quarter for the Knights is going to come up a little short. They will be handed their first loss of the season here at home as the battle of the undefeateds. And man, that one a little too late. That will count at the buzzer. The final score will now be 99-95. But all for none, as the Knights will fall to 3-1 on the year. Coach DeVoe has his first loss as the head coach here at CCBC Essex, and it was a well-deserved win for the Union Owls. They came in here, set the pace early as they got themselves out in front to close out the first half, and then never looked back. The final score in this one, 99-95. Luckily for the Knights, they'll be able to put this one behind them pretty quickly, as this was game one of a 2-game homestand. They will be back here at the Castle next week on Wednesday to put this loss behind them. A tough week of practice in front of them, and then a chance to get back in the win column on Wednesday of next week. Aaron Thomas for the final time here today, saying thanks for joining us, and until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.